Welcome back to Asgard, and welcome to the very first episode of our Divergence series for modded Minecraft. This pack is on the AT launcher. It's still in beta. They've been doing a lot of work with it. There is a lot to this pack. It's all gated, so I'm going to go ahead and start loading in. I made a world, so it would make it a little bit quicker loading in. Now, if you download this pack, just be aware that it will crash on you the first time you go to make a world. That's just what it's going to do. It's just getting everything, the configs and everything set and all that. Also, you'll have to make a change to your like your ini file. You can do it through the AT launcher in the settings. If you have any questions about that, like if you notice at the top left it popped up, and we're going to close that out. But if you have any questions about that, just let me know and I'll help you out. Now, this pack is a bit on the difficult side of things. You do have a lot of mods in here that make it quite a bit more difficult. You do have harder ores, if you notice. And then you've got Pam's Harvest Craft. You've got a lot of different tech mods, and we are going to have to work up like a tree to get through those. So we'll go into that once we get started. We'll go ahead and loot this body. We've already got the book, actually, for Divergence, but we'll go ahead and grab another one just so we've got it. So this is like your hub. It's always going to be near you when you spawn in, at least in a single player world. And all these little rooms, we'll go into those here pretty soon because we'll be going into some of them. Alright. I'm going to read this, but I'm not going to read every quest after this, just a heads up. In the year 1009 AD, everything changed for Agarthans. For centuries, Agartha had been a prosperous and largely peaceful place, governed by powerful families ruling their tribes with a firm but fair hand, trading with their neighbors and drawing heavily on the magical nodes and resources prevalent throughout the world. Until recently, knowledge and learning had been prized more highly than possessions, and the principal librarian, a peace-loving, learned man from one of the powerful ruling families, held the keys to the Pantheon, a large temple-like structure rumored to contain portals to other dimensions and all the books of learning ever written. Since the start of the new millennia, and to his growing dismay, both his and the other powerful families began separating themselves from the rest of Agartha, creating their own elite class structure and alienating the masses. Suspicions and fear grew, and families and tribes splintered, driving the less magically minded and more practical families into hiding. Competition grew for natural resources, both magical and metals, leading to an increasing level of conflict between the magical families, the Magi, and the technical outcasts, each competing for dominance in a world becoming split between the natural and the supernatural. All-encompassing civil war now raged, leaving tens of thousands dead and a few surviving families scattered across the ravaged land. In one last-ditch attempt to preserve the home of knowledge and power, the Master Librarian locked the doors to the Pantheon, and during one of the last battles, the entire temple simply disappeared, leaving a smoldering expanse of ground blackened as if by intense heat. The Master Librarian's body had been found twisted and broken at the foot of the broken stairs. With the loss of the very rock upon which Agartha had been founded, the time had come to act, and each tribe selected a chosen champion to re-establish a prosperous and peaceful world, sending their chosen ones far into previously unexplored parts of Agartha with little but their own wits to aid them. You are one of the chosen ones. Now, if we jump down here to, say, basic research, if you notice, all this stuff is gated, and you're going to have to get expedition mementos to unlock research. So pretty much all of this is gated. Now, you can do the tutorial, but we'll get into the gating and everything as we go. But so this, we just want to get the book off the body. Of course, we spawn with it as well, but we'll get a furnace, a flint hatchet, and a shovel. So the next quest, staying alive, we're going to have to get a glass bottle. So to do that, of course, we've got to get sand. Because if you notice down there, there is hydration. There's also oxygen quality as well that we're going to have to be aware of. So, and keep in mind that your food does rot. So just be aware of that. These gourd gardens, if you're familiar with Pam's Harvest Craft, these can be broken and they'll give you different kinds of gourds. We're just going to plant them out here so they kind of start spreading. And then we'll head out and get some wood and some sand to get started here. And of course, as is per usual with a Minecraft series, the first episode generally starts with getting wood. In this case, we're not going to be punching wood. We're just going to be, you know, chopping it down. But and there's not a just by default a tree capitator, but there is Tinker's tools and stuff, so we'll be able to make something down the road that will enable us to chop down the whole tree, which will definitely help with where we're starting. But if you notice, this actually has I believe it's an optional mod, but it makes the wood and stuff rounded. So I'd say just a couple more pieces of wood, and that should be good to get us started. But yeah, this mod actually has about every tech mod you can think of. It's got about every magic mod you can think of. It's got Chromatocraft, which is a little bit less of a well-known magic mod. It's somewhat popular across the AT launcher, but I know if you generally play on Feed the Beast, you're probably not going to be as I guess affiliated with it, so to say. Where are we going to get some sand? There's a lot of mobs up there for some reason. I know we started in a really dense forest area, which is kind of nice, but okay, I see some water on the mini-map over there, so we're going to run over this way. But if you notice your starting inventory is not too... You don't get to start with too much, but the quests are pretty generous in the tutorial, because you will get, you know, of course you'll get your furnace and stuff. You're also going to get pretty much everything you need to start a smeltery. And by the way, if you notice, there's nothing there. It's from leafier vegetation or something like that mod, so it adds a lot more vegetation and whatnot. I need some sand. What about over this way? Oh, there's a berry garden. We'll grab that and that. There's some oil. There's some sand. Cool. That is what we want. We don't need a whole lot. Just a little bit will serve our purposes. I'm going to try to grab like maybe 8 pieces, you know. But yeah, as for me personally, I really love the gating system in this pack. Go ahead and make it an even 20, and that way we get the achievement for it. So, but yeah, personally, I love the gating system. I think it really adds to it, and it's going to be really, really fun going through this in a Let's Play, I think. So, now that we're first starting out, we're going to use this temple as kind of our base of operations, so to speak. And there's more rooms like upstairs and over to the left and right. I mean, there's a ton of rooms, and all these are used for the gating system. So, let's see. How do we want to do this? Tell you what I think I'm going to do. I'm going to make a couple sticks. And we'll just cook that up. Get charcoal, and then we'll use the charcoal to cook the sand. Sound good? This pack is somewhat intensive, so just be aware of that. If you have like a slower computer or something, you may not want to grab all the optional like leafier foliage and all that stuff, because it does have quite a bit of draw on your PC. So alright, whoops. We'll get that cooking. Now you definitely probably don't want to go out at night. It is a pretty dangerous pack. At some point I do want to wall this off a little bit better so that you know, mobs can't get in and whatnot. Alright, so to make our... Actually, we'll go ahead and make a crafting table really quick. And we'll make a tool station for Tinker's Constructs. Definitely the best crafting table like ever. And there we go, we got some glass bottles, and this will get us the camel pack. Which, chances are, if you've done much quest mods or anything, you're probably familiar with this, but it'll let us carry water on us and drink it as we get thirsty. Alright. Now they want us to get the camel pack, which we've already gotten that, of course, so we'll just manually detect that. And we'll claim the reward, and that's going to give us these Tinker's Construct tables and stuff, and a few apples. Now, next they want us to make these blank patterns, but you'll notice that, let me show you this for example real quick. Go ahead and equip that. We'll set up our tool station here, but oh, we can't place it. Well, that's because these rooms, you have to go and sit at these chairs, and if you notice at the top right it says Criteria Complete Tinker's Basics. Then you can just shift and get out of the chair. And what that's going to do is that's going to let us actually use Tinker's Construct stuff now. So we've got our tool station, put our part builder here, and we'll put our stencil table right here, and then we'll put our pattern chest there. So now they want us to make those patterns. So we'll make a few extra. They're just made like this. Thought I heard you. Okay. And actually, now that I'm thinking about it, let's go ahead and make the pattern chest. And we'll make a couple extra chests to store our stuff in. And there we go. Just because we don't really want to take it out in the world with us, because it is kind of dangerous. If you notice, I got Monster Slayer up there. That is from Chromatocraft. So we'll get into that in time, but Chromatocraft's something you pretty much just play the game like normal, and you're going to unlock research for it. Now on here you don't start with the Chromatocraft manual, which is kind of different. Generally you'll start with it, but in this pack you do not. So we'll basically make the patterns for getting ourselves a pickaxe. Go ahead and put those in there and deal with these nuisance zombies. Oh, we got a loot bag already. Oh, it's an epic loot bag too. Let's open it and see what we get. Iron leggings, 2 pairs of those. Some Chromatocraft crystals and mana in a bottle. I will definitely take those leggings. So, throw all that in there. Throw the glass bottles in there. And of course we got more zombies. Oh, baby zombie. Yeah, if you notice, like, I'm getting attacked a lot, and that is inside this temple. So imagine if you're outside at night. That's why I do suggest that you use this temple as your base of operations. Now, for the record, the apples that you start with do not rot. So just put those in the chest unless you really need them, is what I would suggest. And actually, if we can get an apple, we can actually make an apple tree. So that's something we'll want to try to get when the sun comes up. Now that we've got all that, oh, man. Okay. Now we can claim our 5 wood and our 10 flint. And now they want us to get 25 cobblestone. And that's going to let us get into, if you notice it says once complete, seek out the gate marked with a banner containing a red book. That is going to be that one. And that's going to let us start getting into Tinker's constructs. So, let's go ahead and put these patterns in there. Part builder, let's make a flint pick. And if you, I'm sure you noticed, but this pack does have iguana tinker tweaks. So if you tried to make a pickaxe, you know, the vanilla way, that would not work. So just be aware. And we're going to make a pickaxe. This game, I mean, this pack does, if you notice, it rushes you into Tinker's constructs, so but it does help you instead of you having to go out and manually, you know, get everything and whatnot. Oh shit! Made me jump. Okay. Oh my god, that's a hell of a poison. Oh my god. How long does this poison have? Okay, it's off now. For now, I think we're just going to build a mine just right here, actually. Yeah, if you notice, the grass blocks are different when they're above because of some of the stuff that's running in this pack. I really like the way it makes grass look, so we're just going to kind of dig down here to cobblestone. I probably should have made some torches. I didn't realize it was going to be such a long way down to cobble. So we will run back real quick. Hey, welcome to the club, sheep. Grab that experience. Alright, let's see here. And we'll grab that. And we'll make a couple pieces of charcoal. Put this glass in there. And make some more sticks. So that we've got them. Alright. Easy way, if you don't know, to make torches. And with the recipes in this pack, you get 6 torches when you craft with charcoal. So it's kind of nice of them. Helps you out a little bit getting started. Alright, so we finally reached cobble level. So they wanted 10 for the quest, so and I know this first episode, it might be a little bit longer than the later episodes just because we're getting started, but I'll try to keep them around 30 minutes once we get going. So this is going to get us the smeltery controller, the seared bricks, and the wooden hoppers. Oh no, they need 25. My bad. I was thinking it was 10. I was not paying attention, I guess. And we got temple blocks down here. Alright, that should be it. With one extra. So next up, they want us to get 10 gravel and 10 wood. 10 wood's really easy, of course. Let's go back up here. And these will probably take a little while to spread, so don't worry if it's taking your gardens a little bit to get going. Let's just go ahead and grab that out. And we'll do a manual submit. And this will get us 32 wooden rails, 2 minecart checkers, a minecart loader, and a minecart. So that'll let us start setting up tracks and stuff for our mining setup. Which I'm just going to put all that in the chest for right now. We're just kind of Working on getting through this tutorial stage. Alright, they want us to get 10 gravel and they want us to get 10 iron ingots. So, and we actually, if you notice, we unlocked this. This was the smeltery one. And they give us all this stuff to get the smeltery going. Then of course, set in the chair, we got Tinker's Construct criteria. That'll let us actually place the smeltery. Because if you notice, like, they gated that, so you would have had to have done that quest. Of course, the tutorial stuff's not that bad, but it does get a little bit more crazy there. And then we got a bunch more hoppers and mine carts from this chest. So, we'll actually take these chests out of here. Then you want to sit in there, and that'll unlock rails and carts criteria. So see, they've even gated some of the vanilla stuff from you. And like, let's say you broke this banner, you wouldn't be able to place it, because even placing those banners is gated. So you'd actually have to get into the tree that it's related to. So we'll put that in there. Take this apple. We'll actually see about getting a sapling really, really quick, like. Oh, you know what? We actually need an oak sapling. And these are all birch. Well, that may have to wait. But if you combine an oak sapling with a apple, you'll get an apple sapling. An apple tree sapling. But anyway, we're looking for iron and gravel now. So, now generally, once we get the series going, I will not be doing our mining on camera. But this episode, I figure we'll do it in this episode, just getting started. And then down the road, mining will be done off camera. So, I'll just do that in my spare time usually. And I do, whenever I do episodes, I try to get everything prepped so we can just move through it and not spend a lot of time, you know, looking through chests and doing all that. So, also, I won't be able to show it to you just yet because I don't have the goggles. But this game does have gravity, and you kind of have to build structurally. So if you were to just say, like, throw a bunch of blocks together and make a room, well, if the room's too big, the ceiling is going to collapse and stuff. So that's another aspect that I really like about this pack. You know, I didn't think about it, but this has harder ores. We may not even be digging into the right areas. With harder ores, you kind of have to prospect above ground before you just start digging. Otherwise, it's very possible you're not going to find the ore that you're looking for. So, I'll actually jump back up top. We're looking for, what's the, Poor Joe, I think, is the flower for harder ores for iron. So, that's what we're looking for. It's like a little white single stem flower. But we did complete the gravel quest here, so we'll turn that in. That's going to get us the sifter, the mower's goggles, the thermometer, and the hydrometer. So, oops. We're going to try to finish out this tutorial stuff this episode. So, alright, well, we got the mower's goggles. Now, for the record, gravity does not work in this pack like it does in, say, Revolution 2. Because, if you notice, that tree is just kind of floating off the ground. I guess saying that there was gravity wasn't entirely correct. Theres like a little house over here. We'll take a look in there. But it's more like structural gravity, I guess you'd say. Oh. Worst laugh ever. Alright, so we got some cooked fish and spruce sapling. So that'll definitely come in handy. And you know what? Just because it's the beginning of the game, we're going to take this chest. Because we can. Alright, now we're still looking for Poor Joe. There they are. There's some right here. I'm actually going to grab this mushroom garden from Pam's Harvest Craft. And this herb garden as well. Both these herb gardens. Now there's horsetail. Yeah, if you notice it says gold indicator. That means chances are there's gold down there somewhere. So, we're actually just going to build like a spiral down. Now, one nice thing about harder ores is when you do find a deposit, there's generally enough metal there to last you for quite a while. So, it takes a little bit longer to find it, but once you do, you'll be set for quite a while. Throw a torch up there. Whoops. Yeah, now if you notice, if we were to, well, I can't really do it here, I guess. I'll show you guys once we actually start building somewhere. Let's go ahead and repair this. And hopefully we can find that iron here pretty quick. If we go very much farther and I don't find it, I'll cut camera and then I'll come back once we find it so we can actually finish up the tutorial in a timely manner. But if you notice up at the top right of my screen there, we do have weight. Oh, we found some tin. We can harvest it. And you'll also notice that you get 10 ore chunks instead of just an ore. You can use 4 of those to turn into an ore. So it's not quite as hard as the harder ores, say, in Revolution, but it's still harder than vanilla. So, but yeah, you have a weight limit. So do be aware of that. You can't just carry infinite cobblestone or whatnot with you. So, and these are actually from Chromatocraft as well. I thought that was coal for a second. It's diorite. So what Y level are we at right now? 55. Feels like we've dug down like really, really far. But I'd actually started a series on this, and the very first episode, no matter what I did, it would not upload to YouTube. So I'm gonna have to go back and make torches. But yeah, it wouldn't upload to YouTube. It kept getting stuck, and no matter what I did, that video just kept getting stuck. So I figured we'd just restart and go from there. But I am going to cut camera for now because it might take me a minute to find this iron. So I will be back once we find some iron, and then we'll get going with the rest of the tutorial and kind of getting started and whatnot. So I'll be back. Alright, welcome back. I did find some iron. Got 33 pieces of raw iron and 30 of raw tin. There's still a whole lot more down there. For the record, you will have to, a lot of times, they'll have the iron and the tin and stuff's going to have these little bitty nodes, so you're going to hit it multiple times. It's just like in my Revolution series, so just be aware of that. Now, to process this, you could cook it and just make nuggets, but I mean, you're talking that would take 9 pieces to get one, to get one ingot. So we did finish this tech, and I already sat in the chair, and I grabbed one of the things that was in here, which was the axles. But we'll grab out the rest of this stuff and grab this. This was for the early game tech quest line. Another thing I'm going to show you really, really quickly while I'm thinking about it. Let's see, do I have any of this? No. Okay. Let's go to, say, thermal expansion, for example. Let's say you click on a machine here. Well, not that one, apparently. Huh. That's odd. Okay. Well. Okay, well never mind. Sometimes it'll pop up with like this weird looking page when you click on to like maybe craft something, but and that's going to tell you what part of the tech tree that you actually need to complete to craft that, but it's not doing it on those for some reason. So anyway, what we're going to do now is we're actually going to go ahead and make the meal, just because it'll make our ores go a lot farther. So I'll show you how to do that real quick. First thing you want to do is you want to take some stone here around spruce wood, or well, around any kind of wood, just straight wood, not planks. That's going to get you 9 millstones. Next up, you're going to want to take 3 of any kind of wood and put them together like that, and that's going to get you 2 axles. And the quest does go ahead and give you 2 axles, so you only need to craft that once. And the quest also gives you sifters, so you won't have to manually go get those either. Next up, you want to take, and you're going to want to craft 4 sets of this. You're going to want to do just like that, wool here, and nope, that's wrong. Okay, maybe it's planks. Maybe it's planks. So we'll do like that. Like that. No, that's wrong too. Okay. Well, shit. How's this done? Thought it was just like that, but apparently it's not. Apparently it's not. Oh, it's just sticks. Okay, my bad. So we will go ahead and just make a bunch of sticks, because I know we're going to need them anyway. And do it just like that. Wool on that side and sticks. And go ahead and get yourself 8 of these. And they do craft 2 at a time. So, and then you're going to want to set this up ideally someplace that's kind of cleared in the front of it. I'm going to set it up right here just because it's going to be a convenient place for us. But what you're going to want to do, let me grab some cobblestone to make this just a little bit easier on me. You're going to want to give this some space to actually spin. So we're going to set it up right here actually. And just like this. And then you're going to take your millstones and put those along the top here. Just like so. And then you're going to take your 4 axles that you crafted and put them like that, and then carry them on out through to the front. Okay, and then lastly, let me pillar up here real quick. You're going to take these wind vanes and you're going to put them kind of coming off of this like that, which I know they're not connected right now and they look really funny, but that's going to take care of itself here in just a minute. So put them just like that. And we're actually going to have to make a way to get up there. But now if you notice, this turned into a multi-block structure. And let me go ahead and kind of close this off, just so we'll be able to access all this without monsters, because nobody likes monsters. Okay. Yeah, if you notice, gravity just pulled those blocks down. But this will enable us to get up there. So now what we're going to do is those hoppers that they gave us earlier, we're going to grab one of those. Actually, we're going to grab a couple of those and a chest. And then one of these sifters. Just one is all we need. And we'll attach our first hopper right here. Just right in there. And then we're going to go ahead and put our next one. We're going to put our sifter right here. Put our next hopper right there. And then, will this work? I think it will. Maybe. We'll try that. We're going to try that. So what we can do is we can actually just take this, say this iron here, and just throw it in there. Throw that tin in there too. And if you notice right here, there's actually lamps, all those little dark areas there. And while we're waiting for that to kind of process, let's go ahead actually and make ourselves one of the most important things ever, a bed. So that way we can actually sleep, and we'll respawn into this area and everything, and kind of just set our spawn point. So now this should... Oh, is it not making the noise? I'm curious. Airflow, grind time, NAN. Not enough narbles? I don't know what that means. But it means that our area here in front of us, probably this, honestly, is blocking the airflow. So what we're going to want to do here is we're actually just going to kind of work our way up this tree a little bit. Which I didn't really want to mess with the trees too much because they're actually really beautiful, but we'll have to focus on our industry right now. So let's kind of clear this out a little bit. It doesn't have to be the whole tree, so we're not going to do the whole tree, but we basically just want to increase the airflow. There's actually quite a large area that you can clear out in front of it to maximize the grind speed. But what this windmill is going to do is it's actually going to grind up the all the iron and stuff. It'll also do bones into bone meal because we're not going to be able to craft those by hand. It's also going to do wheat to make bread, though there is better ways to use wheat with Pam's Harvest Craft. So we'll probably look at those for more of like a long-term option, because we are going to have to start thinking about food. Right now we're just kind of living off whatever we find, you know, but yeah, we'll want to do something before too long to take care of our food situation. In essence, though, this pack is kind of like a similar to Revolution, almost like a successor to Revolution or something of that nature, but alright. Sounded like it was running, maybe. Sorry that we've done a little bit of mining and wood cutting and whatnot on this episode, but like I said, after this initial episode we won't do this on camera anymore. This is just kind of getting us started and whatnot. So, but yeah, I would suggest just rushing to that windmill, because otherwise, if you don't, you're just going to end up wasting all your iron. Oh, we got mossy on this, so it's actually going to repair itself. That's actually a really nice upgrade to get, like right out the gate like that. Which, if you're not familiar with it, that is Iguana Tinker Tweaks. So, if we chop down these trees, though, and it still doesn't have enough airflow, I'll likely just cut camera and cut down as much as this takes, I guess. But it does need a pretty decently large area to maximize airflow, but it shouldn't take too much more to start running. So, it should be right at about that point for it to begin. And then we'll quickly finish up the tutorial quest that we're on, and then we'll probably call the episode there, because I know it is getting kind of long, and I do apologize for that. It's just kind of like the introduction episode, and there was quite a bit of bit to cover to get you started. But yeah, if you go to install the pack or anything, you have any questions or you want some tips, you know, beyond what I'm showing off in this Let's Play series, just let me know. Comment below, or also there's a Facebook page now for the channel, so definitely check that out if you haven't already. So let's see, is this thing running? Let me see here. Not enough narwhals. Alright. Well, I'm going to cut camera and I'm going to keep clearing out a bit of this forest, and I'll come back once this thing starts running. So, alright, welcome back. If you notice, I'm on top of the building. I realized that where I was trying to set the windmill up, it was blocked because of the trees. It does need to be open to the sky, so just be aware of that. I just put a ladder up, and this is here. I'm just testing to see if torches will burn wood in this pack. So far, it doesn't seem to be the case. So, but yeah, so I got this set up, and if you notice, it says the grind time is 12.3. That's 12.3 seconds per ore, and you can just throw your ores into this hopper. I set it up kind of the same way. Getting a little bit of FPS issue. I think the world's still loading in because I just restarted. And then it goes into this hopper when it's done, and into the sifter. And if you notice, we're getting this tiny iron dust and tiny tin. Yeah, once you get 8 of those, it's going to turn it into a dust. So you get 1 dust per 4 ores, because you get 2 of these tiny piles per ore. And then it drops through that hopper into this chest, and that's where we get our iron at. So the quest, if you recall, the quest wanted us to get 10 iron towards making steel, which will probably wait till next episode to jump into steel. I know this episode's running kind of long, so we're probably just going to get the iron, finish that quest out, and call it a day. Now, you do get this Divergence book, and it's just kind of a little bit of introductory stuff, stuff that's added in with the pack and everything. It's worth a read. I'm not going to cover it all on camera because we'll be doing this in the Let's Play. So, yeah, there's quite a bit of information here. What, 28 pages? Well, 27 pages. So just be aware of all of that. And it's taking just a second to get us the dust that we need. And we needed, what, 10 of it? Honestly, I don't think I got enough iron. So I'll tell you what, we might wait and turn this quest in next episode. But that pretty much covers the tutorial. You're just going to get that iron, you're going to cook it, you get 10 ingots, and you turn in the quest to get some gunpowder, sand, redstone, and charcoal. So, before we go, however, we will open these loot bags that I grabbed just to see what's in them. So, we got a hopper cart, 2 disposable item turrets, basic turret crank. We got 16 creosote bottles. That's actually really nice to get. And a steel helmet as well. Oh, we're wearing the mower's goggles. So let's actually run back in the base real quick, because I'm going to have to dump off some of this stuff. And you'll get to see where I put the ladder and everything. So, right here. And let's throw all this stuff in there, so as well as the ladders. And we'll throw these extra water bottles in there too, and that extra chest. So this one we got pumpkin seeds, stop worm, gold horse armor, and steel leggings, which, by the way, that's for Pneumaticraft. Pneumaticraft is one of my favorite mods, so we are going to get into that as soon as possible. Just like in my Revolution series, we hoping to get us into that actually on that series here pretty soon. But we got an engineer's blueprint, 16 more creosote bottles, some pumpkin seeds, and some oak saplings. So we should actually be able to craft, yeah, apple sapling. So you can actually grow a tree that is built specifically for growing apples, like specializes in it. So that'll definitely be nice to have. Where did our creosote? Oh, okay. These won't stack? No. You will notice that in this pack, quite a few things have strange stacking sizes. For example, cobblestone, you can only stack it to 32. Same with wood. If you notice, my spruce here is not stacking. That is because of this pack. But yeah, I think we're going to call the episode there. If you enjoyed this, please comment, like, subscribe, share it with your friends. It's very, very much appreciated. And until next episode, take care. And I'll do a little bit of work in between that episode and this, doing a bit of mining and stuff, and get us ready for the next episode where we jump into probably Tinker's Constructs and making steel, different things like that. So until next episode, take care, and I will see you then.